everyone. How are you all doing? So I'm back today with a cruise hacks video. So in this video, I'm going to give you some products that I use on cruises. Um, we are big fans of cruising, and I've been on 6 cruises so far, and we are due to go on one tomorrow. But by the time you actually see this video, it'll probably be after we've come back. So yeah, I'm going to share with you some of the products that we take on the cruises that have been really useful for us and that we would recommend you take as well. So I will start with one of my favorite ones because I love doing this. So it's a highlighter, and I take this for the daily newsletter that we get on the ship, and you can highlight the activities that you want to do, or any information that you need to highlight. And usually what I do is I sit there in the evenings when we've got the newsletter and we've gone back to our cabin, and I'll highlight the activities for the next day of what we want to do. So that's one. The next thing is post-it notes. These are quite useful with a pen as well. If you take them, sometimes you can write notes to the cabin steward in case you need something extra and you're not in the room when they come, or you can write notes to each other because on a cruise you can't use your phone. You get charged loads. So if you don't have Wi-Fi, then you can't really use your phone to message or call. So you can stick notes in the room. So if you've got your family and they go back to the room and they can't find you, you can write where you are, or where you're going to be. So that's quite useful as well. The other thing we found is magnetic hooks are really useful. So these, because if you don't know, the cruise cabins are all the walls are all magnetic, so you can take magnetic hooks as additional storage to hang coats or hats or lanyards on. So we've taken those on the last few cruises to hang things by the door, or things like that. So the other thing is lanyards. Um, Lanyards are really useful because normally most ships you get a cruise card, and you can ask them to punch a hole in it, and then you can just put the lanyard through. One of the last cruises I did go on, that it was with P&O, they don't hole punch them anymore. So the other option is to take like a card holder and then put it on the lanyard, so you can just wear it around the neck, because you do need to sometimes tap for things. If you buy extra drinks or buy extra things in the shop, you just use your card to pay. You wouldn't pay by money or like a credit card. It all the charges go to your cruise card, and then you'll get billed at the end of the cruise. So that was the lanyards. The next thing which I've got is these magic leaves, or laundry detergent sheets. They're quite useful, but only if you've got a laundrette on the ship. There are some cruises cruise lines which don't do that. So P&O, they always have a laundrette. And so we take these, and then we can just do a quick wash, because then it saves us washing when we come back, or if we need, we can take Let's-Go's as well. The cruise we are going on is an MSC cruise, and they don't have laundrette. So we have actually bought the package for 40 items. So we will get that done on the cruise for this time, but normally we'd like to just wash our own. It just depends on the cruise line, so you can kind of check up before you go whether it has laundrette. Sometimes a good way of doing this is to actually look at the deck plans, and they'll have it on there. So like on P&O, you can see it on the deck plans that there are laundry rooms. So that's quite useful. The other thing which is quite useful is a water bottle. So unless you've got a drinks package, you can't really get drinks anywhere apart from the buffet. And when you go to the main dining room, and you can order with water with your meal. But otherwise, it's useful to have the bottle, because it can be quite a long walk to the buffet every time. So if you just fill up your bottle in the morning, you can carry it around with you, or keep it in your cabin for when you do need it. we usually take these, and then also when you go off into port, it's useful to have the bottles filled up, and you're not using so much plastic or paying for the water bottles when you're around the ship. So that is another thing. The other thing we found quite useful is this like crinkle spray. So there are different brands. We've got the Dettol one. It's a spray and wear. So with some cruises, I think you're not allowed to take irons on, and so especially with the men who they wear some for the formal evenings, they can wear a tux or a suit. Sometimes their shirts need ironing, but there's not an iron. Like with P&O, that would not be an issue because they've got the laundrette, they've got irons in there. But in other ships where they don't have such an option, you can use this to just spray on your clothes and let it hang, and then it will just decrease by itself, and then it's kind of ready to wear. The other thing in relation to laundry is this Tide to Go pen. So it is like a stain remover pen, and especially with kids, it's quite useful because you can, if they stain their clothes, it's not just for cruises, I guess, it's for any holiday. Like if they stain, like, have a little stain, you can just remove it with this, and it is quite good. Now, the other thing in terms of laundry was there was two things. First, we normally take a laundry bag, so that's useful for the laundry, and especially if we've actually got a laundrette on board, then we can take it in the laundry bag to the laundrette, and get the washing done. The other thing was we sometimes take a small travel clothes error. So it's like like those little octopus peg things that you get at home, but you get a travel one which is foldable. I'll try and put a link down below for you. Mine's actually already packed, so I haven't got it out, but it is quite useful if you just need to wash like small clothes or one thing or something like that, and you can just hang it up in the bathroom to dry. So that is quite good in terms of the laundry. I think that's all the laundry things. I'm just having a look at my notes. The other thing was um Ziploc bags are quite useful. Um, we have sometimes just made ourselves a sandwich at breakfast and taken that off with us for like a lunch, so that we don't have to um buy lunch anywhere. We could just have a sandwich, and then and then we've got our water bottles, and so that's kind of like a lunch done. Because technically, if we weren't off the ship, we would be having our meal on the ship anyway. So it's kind of, yeah, it doesn't. I think it's okay to just make a sandwich, and especially with kids as well. You do need, they usually do get hungry quickly, so you can carry like a little sandwich or take a cookie from the ship or something just to keep them going as well. And it saves money as well. So we sometimes do that so that we don't have to buy lunch out and can save a bit of money. Um, so yeah, I think Ziploc bags are quite a good one to just keep in case you need to fill it with some snacks or some sandwiches or something. The other thing was, I think that's mostly it. The last one I had to show you was this over the door hanger, which is quite useful because you can store. Cruise cabins can be quite small. It's like a shoe hanger for the door, but what I've usually put some clothes in there for my daughter, or like cosmetics and things, and hang it in the door, so it's like an extra storage space. And then it comes with these hooks, so you just hook it and hang it over the door. So yeah, that is quite useful as well to hang things and store things, because as I said, the cabin can be quite small and there might not be enough storage space. So this just gives you an extra storage space, especially if there's like 3 or 4 of you in the room. It's really useful. So yeah, those are my cruise hack products that I would take on my cruise, and it's I've actually researched this and watched videos myself, and I've used them now myself and found them useful. So this is why I thought if it could be useful to someone else, then I hopefully this video will be useful to someone. So yeah, these are the cruise hacks, and I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it helps. So yeah, let me know in the comments if there are any products you take on a cruise or on holiday that you found really useful. All right, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Bye.